You already know, don't you, how silly it looks when the lion asks the sheep for permission to roar. Because somewhere in you, a voice has been whispering, don't move yet, wait, check first, make sure they approve. And each time you listened, you shrank a little, like a mighty oak, bending to ask the weeds if it's okay to grow taller. But you and I both know, weeds don't hand out permission slips, they choke, they strangle. They envy the tree that rises, and you're not a weed. Every loop you've been stuck in, fear of judgment, craving approval, flip-flopping before taking risks, comes down to one ancient survival code. Belonging meant safety. Caveman brain. Don't get cast out of the tribe or you'll starve. But here's the thing, it's no longer 30,000 BC. You won't starve if someone disapproves. You'll starve if you never risk. You'll starve if you never move. Judgment is wind. Goals are mountains. Wind can chill, yes, but mountains, they don't bow to wind. They stand, they weather, they rise. And you're that mountain. So imagine right now your old voice saying, what if they judge me? And I say, that's fucking amazing. You've discovered how to chain yourself with a leash that no one's even holding. Boom, pause, system glitch, you blink. Because if you can invent a way to shackle yourself, you can invent a way to shatter those chains. And here's the new code. Every time you act without permission, without apology, without waiting, your nervous system rewires. Every time you risk rejection and keep moving, you build muscles. Every time you set a goal and walk toward it despite opinions, you're no longer a boy waiting for approval. You're a man shaping reality. Think of it this way. When you were 5, you jumped off the playground swing just to see if you could fly. You didn't ask permission. You felt the rush of air, the slam of landing, the laughter, that freedom. That was you before judgment clouded in. Remember the one time you acted bold, said what you meant, risked the no. That fire you felt, that's your nervous system begging you to live there more often. That fire is your anchor. Every time you feel fear of judgment, you remember. It's just static on the radio. Tune it out. Lock onto the signal, your goal. And from now on, your unconscious learns this. People's opinions are weather. They shift, they pass. They're not the mountain. Approval seeking, it's a child's game. You've outgrown it. You don't flip-flop. You center, focus, move. You don't beg permission. You grant it to yourself every day. You're the kind of person who doesn't wait. You move. You don't collapse under judgment. You stand. You don't waver. You just walk through. The archer doesn't ask the target if it's okay to be hit. He draws, he aims, he releases. The arrow flies because he acts. The sculptor, he doesn't ask the marble's opinion before he chisels. He sees the form within and cuts away everything that isn't it. The eagle. Never once has an eagle waited for the approval of the crows before it soared. And the higher it goes, the smaller the noise below becomes. If you keep needing approval, 10 years vanish, goals unmade, dreams unsung. You live as a ghost in other people's eyes. If you stop now, if you break the loop, if you claim your own permission, 10 years from now you're unstoppable, centered, driven, a force that bends reality because you decide once and for all that the mountain, it doesn't bow to the wind. From this moment forward, every flicker of fear about judgment becomes a trigger. Not to shrink, but to straighten, to center, to focus. Every craving for approval becomes fuel for boldness. Every urge to wait for permission becomes the command to act immediately. Because you're no longer the wimp who flip-flops. You're the mountain. You're the archer. You're the eagle. You're the one who doesn't just survive judgment. You rise because of it. And that right there is who you are now.